Hey YouTubers, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Tony the Technician, and today we're going to be going into another One Tool Review. One Tool Review is basically a series that I just started on tools that I'm picking up every week or every other week and doing a quick review on them. It's a way to bring new tools to you guys, new content with this better quality, and I really hope you guys enjoy. So basically, I pick a brand or a type of tool. Right now we're going over screwdrivers. In the last video, we went over the Vessel Megadora and its different styles. Today, we're going to be going over the Vessel Ball Grip and its different styles. Now, I only picked up one because I'm trying to keep this financially reasonable, because obviously doing this every other week or so is going to take some money. But I think it's going to create really good content and really help you guys out on deciding what tools you guys are interested in and what you're not interested in. And then after we go over like 4 or 5 of these reviews on different screwdrivers, we'll do a one tool review showdown where we bring all of the single tools together and I'll decide which one I prefer and the pros and cons to each one. So I really hope you guys enjoy this series, and we'll go over the specs, pricing, all of that, my personal thoughts on this tool. And I really hope you guys enjoy. If you guys have any questions or anything like that, please feel free to drop a comment down below. And if you guys enjoyed this video, please make sure to hit that thumbs up. And as always, if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. Let's go ahead and dive on in. So here we're looking at the Vessel Ball Grip, more specifically part number 220 Whiskey-3, the -3, or 3 standing for 3 bits. You can also get this with 1 or possibly 2 bits if I remember correctly. You can also get it in different variations of the bits. So with this, you're going to have magnetic bits, so they'll hold fasteners, but they also kind of hold on to each other. They're 6.35 millimeters or 1/4 inch shafts, so your standard 1/4 inch bits. You have Phillips number 1, 2, and 3. The number 2 is on the same bit with the flathead, and then this center bit is the 1 and the 3. Then you have a 6 millimeter flathead, and then a number 2 and 3 Pozidriv bits, and we'll get into that in just 1 minute. And then these bits are 110 millimeters long, or roughly 4 5/16 inches long. And then with the handle here on the ball grip, keep in mind there are multiple different variations. I'll get to those in just 1 second. This is the multi-bit ball screwdriver, or interchangeable ball screwdriver. And here you can see Vessel 220W, made in Japan, with the bits actually inserted in to the screwdriver. You're looking at an overall length of about a 6 7/8 inches long, or 7 inches roughly. And you have a metal sleeve inside this handle, and about 1 5/16 of an inch of the bit goes into the actual handle, and then you have 3 inches of the bit protruding from the handle for that overall length of 6 7/8 to 7 inches. In here, I highly doubt you're going to be able to see this. There is a ball detent down in there, which is going to hold the bit. Now, I will say that there is a slight difference, obviously, from the 1/4 inch bits to this 1/4 inch bit sleeve. That ball detent does hold firmly onto the bit. You do have a little bit, if you can hear that, a little bit of movement in there, but the bit's not going anywhere. It's not going to fall out or anything like that. But I did notice the bottom of this sleeve kind of has a bowl shape, so it's kind of rounded at the bottom. Well, when using your Phillips number 2, you have this flathead in the handle. Well, the flathead is the one bit here that is not rounded like the shape of the bottom of this sleeve. So when you put this in, you do have a little bit more movement there, which is kind of annoying, but it doesn't affect its use or anything. I hadn't had any issues working with the fasteners or the bit falling out. I mean, it's still has great tension on the bit. It's just, since it's a square cut blade on the bottom of here sitting in a bowl, it doesn't sit flush down in there, so it just gives it a little bit more movement there. That's just something that I noticed that I wanted to point out. Other than that, the quality of the bits are very nice. They are magnetic. The handle is nice. It's much lighter than I expected. Now, keep in mind that this is just the standard multi-bit ball grip screwdriver. They do have a striking cap version of the multi-bit, which is going to come with a longer bit that will actually insert further into the handle, meeting with another tang that goes to a striking cap. So that is made a little bit differently, but basically the only weight to this is this metal sleeve that sits up front. Other than that, you have a hard plastic, a rubber grip, another section of plastic, another larger rubber grip with kind of some larger dimples in it, and then a smooth hard plastic on the back side. It says CONT here. It is extremely comfortable. You can get a lot of grip. It feels really good if you get your thumb and your kind of knuckle on here. You can really apply some torque using those larger dimples. And then the rest of the design is kind of like a diamond pattern. You can see it's very, very clean. There it says vessel. So overall, the quality is very nice, minus that flat head and its fitment in there. This is the packaging that it comes in. I can't really read a whole lot to you guys except for what's here. So as far as the ball grip designs that they have available, you have the interchangeable bits like this one, which I said you can get with different bits or a different amount of bits, and that is going to range anywhere from $7 to $15 each. Then they also have a ratcheting version where here at this break becomes another screwdriver. It's basically a stubby screwdriver that removes from the rest of the handle, and you can use it as a stubby ratcheting screwdriver, or you can insert it into the rest and make the standard ball grip a larger ratcheting screwdriver, and that is going to range anywhere from $8 to $16. Then you can also get electric ones that are rechargeable. Those are going to be around the $60 price range, so getting a little spendy there. Then they have the tang through like I was speaking of, but not, they have a couple different versions. The multi-bit like I was speaking of, where it's still a full tang, or you can get your standard screwdriver design like this, but obviously this handle design, and a non-interchangeable bit style. So my preferences, and me personally, I am not a big multi-bit or ratcheting screwdriver fan. It's just, I never have been. I've owned, I don't know, probably 20 different ratcheting screwdrivers and multi-bit screwdrivers, and I'm just not a fan. I always find myself just going back, and I just prefer to have a set. It's just my personal preference. I feel more comfortable with them. So even though this is very good quality, and I've owned some really good ones in the past, I just find myself seeking out that solid one construction design. And then as far as sets of these different ball handle designs, they're going to range anywhere from $50 to $80. I'm sorry, my heat just kicked on. So that's it as far as pricing, the design, and now I'll just quickly show it in use. But one thing I do want to mention before we get to the end of this is the Pozidriv, which is become more popular in the last few years. You may have come across it and not even known it. Some of you may work with it every single day. But at first glance, you may look at this Phillips head and think it's a Phillips. But if you look closely, between the four main points, you see four smaller points. It almost looks like a star. And basically this is to create more contact surface area, prevent rounding off fasteners, and really get a good grip. Now, I don't come across these hardly ever. These I have for some wall anchor screw mounts that I have, but other than that, I don't really know when I've come across. I've probably come across them pretty often and not even known it. If we just quickly take your standard Phillips head and put it into a Pozidriv screw, it will go. You can still use a Phillips head, but you can see here there's a lot of movement here. It walks around. You're not going to get quite the bite that you could be getting, and definitely not as well if you were using this on just a standard Phillips head screw. When using the Pozidriv, which you see there, you have your 4 main points, and then in between there you have smaller points. And that's going to sit into those smaller teeth in this Pozidriv fastener and really get a good lock on that. You don't have any movement here, nice and tight, and once again, these are magnetic and the fitment is very nice. Now with this doesn't have like what you see on the other vessel screwdrivers with their jaws fit feature with the teeth up in here. It is just your standard design, no special feature or anything like that, but still a great quality design. So here we'll just run some screws in. So it is very comfortable in the hand. If you've never used a ball grip before, you will probably adjust to it pretty quickly. It is sometimes awkward when you first get it to grab over the ball, but once you actually use it a couple times, it is very comfortable. The big smooth round back is very nice for being able to apply a lot of pressure and get that firm grip. And then with these rubber strips here, you can really get some good torque on that fastener, and you don't have to worry about these rubber rings moving or turning or coming off or anything like that. It is built very well, and I'm very surprised by this screwdriver. But once again, it is a Japan-made tool, and every Japan-made tool I've ever used has been very high quality and very well built, very well engineered. But me personally, I would stick with, if I were to pick up a ball head design, I would go ahead and just get the one-piece design like this, but with the ball grip. Hopefully I've posted some pictures of some of the other designs, and I really hope you guys enjoyed. If there's any information that I forgot to mention, or any information that you guys would like to know about this screwdriver or any of the others, please feel free to drop a comment down below. Also, keep in mind these tools and many others will be linked down in the description underneath the tools and tools continued link. If you guys enjoyed this video, please make sure to hit that thumbs up. And as always, if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. See you guys next time.